This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. By Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, where you can report crimes and get paid with nobody knowing your identity. Call 1-800-780-TIPS. By Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated. No matter what the weather condition is outside, have it your way inside. 239-693-1569. And by Lee Health. All right, Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're so thrilled to finally get her here in the studio, a lady who's really, her organization is really making a huge difference in Southwest Florida. It's the New Beginnings of Southwest Florida. Co-founder Mary Masters is here. Mary, welcome to Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, I'm just thrilled to get you here. I was looking forward to getting a chance to talk to you on the show. People have been seeing a commercial that's been airing on the show, and I'm sure they are going to be really inquisitive to learn more about what you're doing with New Beginnings of Southwest Florida. If you were describing New Beginnings of Southwest Florida, which you're going to do, how would you describe it?
I would describe it as an opportunity for single mothers who are struggling to come in and learn how to have a successful, better life.
Excellent. And let's make sure we put the word in front, the New Beginnings
Yes.
of Southwest Florida. Tell us about some of the things that are in place to help them better their lives, single moms.
Okay. What we do is we have an extensive application process, so we screen out those that just want a roof over their heads. That's not the people we're looking for. We're looking for someone who wants to change their lives for the better, who are struggling, who don't have family support, and we will be like their family. They come and live in one of our 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments, fully furnished, and we get them enrolled in college or technical school if they're not already enrolled. And we give them any life skill classes that they are in need of. We do a case management study with them, and then we will let them set their own goals and work with them to help them to achieve those goals.
Now, you are physically located in Cape Coral.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been around?
We opened our doors in June of 2011, so 9 years.
Give us a little history on how the concept started, what brought you and your husband to the point of starting New Beginnings, the New Beginnings of Southwest Florida.
Okay, yes. My husband and I were temporary house parents at a place called Lifeline Family Center in Cape Coral, Florida. And the idea was birthed there when we took in a young pregnant teenager, and we just mentored her through, and she was very successful, and she now has her master's degree, working on a PhD. So we just thought we could do this for other young women. And that's where the idea came from. We started praying about it. We prayed about a facility that would be suitable for this kind of ministry, and God showed us the building that would be suitable. And we bought that building and remodeled it, and that's where it all began.
Very nice looking facility. You are a nonprofit?
Yes, we are a nonprofit 501c3.
And if somebody is looking at this show and they want to donate and help out, there are many ways that they can do that as well. If they go to your website, that information would be there.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and give the website.
Okay, the website is thenewbeginnings.org.
Okay, and that phone number?
The phone number, 239-541-4312.
Let's go back to the physical housing. You got 2 bedroom, 2 baths, you say?
Yes.
And once a young lady becomes a part of your program, they don't have to spend any money?
That has changed a little bit since my first meeting with you. We have come to the conclusion that if these young women don't have any skin in the game, so to speak, that it's not worth as much to them. So we are now having them pay a $300 a month management fee, which is a very, very small price to pay for what they receive.
What do they receive for that $300?
Okay, when they move into our apartment, everything is there. Baby bed if they need it, towels, sheets, everything, pots and pans. All they have to do is move their clothes in.
The $300,
Yes.
typically a single mom will get that from her. In many cases, they have their own jobs. What are some of the general concepts?
Okay, the women can have a part-time job
Okay.
if it fits into her school schedule. Our priority is for them to get a degree so they can become an independent earner and not have to rely on perhaps an abusive boyfriend or somebody that might, kind of sabotage their lifestyle.
I see.
So they get money from sometimes child support, FAFSA. FAFSA will pay for school and books, and they also pay for some, extra for your living fees. So these women usually have enough to pay that small fee.
That $300, you
Yes.
can't beat that.
Yeah.
Now, so food, you provide them with food as well?
The young women that come to our facility usually have food stamps, and
see.
also we do. We visit Midwest Food Bank in Fort Myers, Florida, once a month, and we get some of the food there, and of course, these women share it.
Let's take a look at a commercial that people see airing on the show.
Are you a single mother who wants a better life for your children? Would you like the means to get an education and get a job so that you and your children can live comfortably? The New Beginnings may be able to help you. The New Beginnings of Southwest Florida is a nonprofit organization that comes alongside single mothers by offering no-cost housing and child care support while you get a degree at a local college or technical school. Too good to be true, you say? We provide necessities, but you do the work to get the degree. Call 239-541-4312 to get an application, or go to our website at thenewbeginnings.org.
Just looking at that commercial there, Mary, it really shows the vast diversity of young women who benefit or can be a part of your program, and the smile on those babies' faces. Tell me, do you have a certain age range that the children can be, and do you have a certain age of young women who can utilize your services?
Yes, the women's ages are from 18 to 35. Now, we have taken a 17-year-old before, but they have to have permission from their parents to come. And the age range of the babies is all the way from unborn to 10 years old.
Okay, and when the baby turns 11, if they come to you and the child is 11, they can't get in.
That is correct.
If they come to you and the child ages to 11, do they have to leave?
Of course not.
Okay.
We're very full of grace, and we're very merciful. We give second, third, and fourth chances usually.
But you want a certain type of woman who is serious. You don't want people coming there thinking that this is just a handout and play around. You want them to get that degree, go on and become successful, very similar to, people would be familiar with that name, Nadege.
Yes.
What is Nadege's last name?
Pierre.
Right. People are familiar with her. She was the young lady that you spoke of early on who went on to become successful, right?
Yes.
There are certain other requirements that they have to adhere to in terms of values. Talk about how values are a part of the process. I think, is it spiritual values, Christian values? Go ahead.
Yes.
They have to attend church or something like
Yes, they attend church with us every Sunday, or a church, and when they come into our facility, they will sign a 27 item agreement. It's, I understand and agree that I will do this or I won't do that, and it's nothing real strict or out of the way, but it's an agreement that they sign and initial each item.
that? Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of testimonies right now.
My name's Amy Ashley. My life growing up was very dysfunctional. My dad, when I was much younger, he was working on some tall towers. I'm not exactly sure what, but he ended up falling off the tower and breaking his back in several locations. That led to him becoming reliant upon pain medicine, and then that opened up to other drugs, and it just became a spiraling effect because then my mom got introduced to that from there. I would see my mom and my dad at the time doing drugs. They would be high, they'd be shooting up in front of me, and being a little child facing that, seeing that, it just scars the image into your mind. I mean, you feel like you're your parent's parent, and that's not something that a child should ever have to feel. When I was age 11, I went into the foster care system and was bounced around from home to home. I lost count. I know it was more than 5 homes from 11 to 16, where I finally found a good foster home. While I was in several relationships that I ended up having 2 children because of, and I no longer saw myself being who I knew I could be, who I knew I should be, because now I no longer have, it's no longer just me, it's now me and children. I had attempted school many times, but it was never successful because the circumstances just weren't in my favor. I was always worried about working another job or making more money so I could afford to support myself. It was exactly what I needed. I needed some place that I could focus on school, focus on getting my life back together without the worries of how am I going to afford all this. And then there was the other added part of how am I going to also take care of my mom at the time, because she depended on me for a lot of things. So the New Beginnings gave me that. It was strange because I went from always working to always taking care of my mom to having so much chaos in and out of my life to having my own apartment and it just being my children and myself. And the first night it was so quiet. But when I woke up the next day, it was like a weight had been lifted off my chest because I knew that it was going to be okay. One of the skill sets that TNB really enabled it and showed me was how to be a better parent. I was never an active parent. I was always kind of in the background and either was working too much to really give my kids the love and the attention that they needed, but TNB allowed parenting classes and focus on being a parent. I'm used to people only wanting me around while that benefits them. I was just ready to expect them to tell me that I just needed to go, that it wasn't gonna work, and it was just amazing how much of a family it was. It's not just a program, it becomes your family. They've been more of a family than my actual family has been. I mean, it was just little things like that that just have made such a difference to me.
Looking at those testimonies and listening to those young ladies, how does it make you feel and your husband feel and everybody who's associated with you? I think you have a board as well. When you see these young ladies go on to better their lives like that.
It's very, very rewarding, and it really lifts us up because this is a very challenging work. The women that we serve come from very challenged backgrounds where there's been a lot of dysfunction and abuse, and so it's just a real rewarding feeling to have a woman come in and utilize what God has given them through this program and make the best of it. And to see their kids blossom and grow is just wonderful.
You know, I wish that there was a program like your program when my mom was raising us. She fit exactly what you're talking about, a single mom. In my case, my mom was raising 7 children. And we made it by the grace of God, but certainly a program like your program to emphasize getting a degree and all those types of things would have been very beneficial as well. Now, when they come to you, sometimes they don't even have a GED yet or any type, they got to handle that piece first and then work their way to a college degree?
That is correct. If they don't have a high school diploma, we will work with them to get that GED and help them to go on to further education.
They don't have to do they have to get a traditional 4-year degree, or their technical training, nursing schools, all these different types of schools that are out there?
Whatever their interest and goal is, we give them a hand up, not a hand out.
People still probably have a hard time believing it, thinking it's too good to be true.
Yes, that's probably true, but you'd be surprised at how many young women are satisfied where they are, and they don't care about getting help to get any further in life.
Your setup, when we'll be bringing the television show out there in the future, how many apartments do you have right now?
We have got a 6-unit apartment, and then behind the 6-unit apartment we have a duplex which serves as an office and a community room. So, we've got room for actually 5 single moms right now because we have a mentor who lives on site and helps with answering questions and dealing with day-to-day situations.
All right, final question. How about their social life? Are they able to go out? Or they have this, like a prison? Do they have a social life? Can they have a boyfriend? What?
Well, Lee, that is one thing that they agree to, is while they're in the New Beginnings, to be abstinent. Now, that doesn't always happen. If they have a car, they can bring the car and pretty much go where they want to. So, yeah, we don't treat them like prisoners.
I see. How long, I know I said that was my last question, but the more you talk, the more interesting it gets. Is there a max, they can age out of the program, they can break rules and get kicked out of the program, but just to say somebody go through the normal course, they may come in early and become successful early, they leave, right? Make space for somebody else.
Yes, that's right. Like if they go to a technical school, usually a technical school you can get a degree in something in a year or so. So then they would be ready to go out and get a job. However, some of them don't have the money saved up yet, so we would let them stay a little bit longer to get, situated with their job, and so they have enough money to go out and rent something.
If people are listening now and they want to do some volunteer work, or they want to donate, or they want to do something to help with the tutoring, what have we, you're open to that too? They can contact you about those types of things?
Yes, very much so. We are in need of babysitters for when we have our classes or our Bible studies, and we're in need of tutors. yard work. We have a lot of yard work. We have beautiful, beautiful grounds, and they take a lot of work.
Right, it's really very clean and nice. Well, I'm still always fascinated. I've done, over 25,000 interviews, and when I hear interviews like this, somebody who's really an organization that's really making a difference in the community, it just touches my heart, and I want you guys to know that it's not going unnoticed. Keep up the good work. We need a place like this in our community that is the new beginnings of Southwest Florida in Cape Coral.
Yes. I'd like to add one thing. I want people to know, I love to say this, we are aimed at taking young women from being a draw on our government resources to paying in to our government resources. And we are taking a load off of the foster system. We're
right.
taking these young women and teaching them to be a better parent so that their child or children don't have to go into the foster system. So God is doing a great work through this ministry.
That's a win-win situation. Looking forward to getting you back on the show in the future, okay?
Okay.
As the
Thank
saying
you.
goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they are usually interrupted by those like Mary Masters and all the fine people who are associated with the new beginnings of Southwest Florida. We'll see you.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, Southwest Florida. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts. I hope you enjoy that particular show, but you can always catch us here on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button down there. That way you can get your Lee Pitts Live on demand when you want it and how you want it. We also encourage you to watch our show on Fox 4 and connect with us on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live.